What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? I'm here to give a quick tutorial on how to use this particular template. And I want to go ahead and give a disclaimer that when you go to download the template, if you want the cartoons included with the template, then you have to select that option. There is an additional fee for the cartoon image, so make sure you pay attention to that. Otherwise, what you'll end up with is the beautiful photo that we have on display instead of the cartoons. So without further ado, I'm going to take you through exactly how to change out this template and make it your own. So let's go ahead and pick which image we're going to do. And I'm going to use Remove BG to remove the background just to make it as simple as possible. And let's see what photo we're going to use. I'm going to drag it right from my folder, drop it onto this web browser here, and see if it's going to remove this image. Perfect, looks great. I'm going to download high resolution. And of course, it's going to require me to log in. Oh, I'm already logged in. And let me go ahead and move this to file here. And once I see it in my browser, I can actually just drag it right on top of my artboard, straight from the browser, or I can pull it from my folder the same exact way. So because I already have my text and image how I want it, I'm going to duplicate this text and image layer. So I'm going to duplicate that group, and we'll have a copy of it, turn off my original group, and then that way we'll have a whole nother colorway and photo. So one colorway and the cartoon will be available as a download, and then also this beautiful version here where everyone's wearing pink. And I think this is going to make for a great design because we can go with the pink theme, and I see there's a ribbon there too, so I'm sure that this makes for a great breast cancer support design as well. And you just switch it out with your photo. So what I did just now is I did Control T in order to transform and make the image larger, smaller. And then when I get it to the size that I want, I'm going to hit enter. And that way it locks in those dimensions and my picture clears up. Now for this version, I'm not going to need the cartoon. And this one, what I did was created a color palette from just an image online. So if you type in a color that you like, for instance, I typed in mauve color palette, you'll find something that piques your interest, especially if you look up images. So I just pulled this in as an image, and I borrowed from this color palette in order to create the design here. Now, because I already have our beautiful ladies wearing pink here, instead of pulling in a color palette, I'm going to use this photo as a color palette. And we'll see how to do that in just a moment. Now you have an option. There is a kind of a 13 by 19 version of this, and also an all over version. So depending on which one you plan on using this for as an end use, that's what I would develop. So I'm going to do this one as the all over. And again, I'm going to duplicate this group. You may not want to do all of this because it does make the file really huge, but I'm going to end up splitting these into two different files later. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do to change out my color is I'm going to look and see that we have color. I opened up the all over background. I see we have color 1, 2, and 3. I try to make it really simple for you. So for color 1, all you have to do is double click on the color overlay. Click on the color swatch here, and it turns into a color picker. And you can pick from any color that you see on the screen, or you can actually create your own color. So you can pick a color here, and then you can modify it by moving it around. In this case, I'm going to pick this really bright, pretty pink right there and say, okay, so that's going to be my color 1. So for color 2, I'll do the same thing. I'm going to double click. And I see that that's where that really light blue is, that kind of sky blue. So let's choose a lighter pink here. Okay, so all I did there was I just chose that really pale light pink, and I'm going to say okay to that. And then for color number 3, I'll double click on color overlay here. And this is where my darker purple color was, so maybe I want to choose a really dark color pink here. And it's almost this, not quite burgundy, it still has a pink hue to it or magenta hue to it, but I just want some color variation there. So let's go ahead and accept that. I'm loving this pink look already. I could probably do this over and over and over again. Just choosing color palettes is so much fun. All right, so now that we have those colors, I can go to, as a matter of fact, let's create it. Let me show you how to make your own color palette. So those very 3 colors that we just selected, let's make, let's see, I'll just use the image itself. We'll use the image to select those colors. So for the girlfriend's word, the easiest way to get to something is not to sift through the layers. Just go ahead and right click on what you're looking for and select it from what you're touching. Anytime you right click somewhere on the artboard, it's going to tell you everything that you're touching, and more than likely what you're touching, what you're looking for is going to be at the top of the list. So I'm looking for the word girlfriends. And let's double click on the effects because I want to change those effects. And you'll see there's a color overlay here. And right now it's that mauve color. We're going to click that, and I'm going to choose the pink color here. And maybe even the lighter color pink. Let's see which one I wanted to go with. And feel free to change the colors up a little bit here. So yeah, I'm going to go with the lighter pink just because it's already kind of up against the darker pink. So then it gives me a little bit of contrast there. And I'm going to say okay to that. And I'm going to leave the silver because I think that kind of has its own little grounding effect to it. And the word thick, I'm going to choose that. Double click on FX. And this one, I'm going to choose the color overlay. And instead of this light blue color, now let's choose the hot pink color. There we go. And I think this is also fitting too because it says they're thick and thin. And like I said, just by the image here, I feel like this is supporting someone who's battled with breast cancer. So I feel like this kind of this text actually is very fitting of that. But all of this text is editable too. You can retype whatever message you want. All right, so the next word, we got that hot pink in there. I'm thinking the and thin. Let's see what that looks like. So we can right click on it, find it within our layers. There it is. Double click on the FX. Let's do our color overlay here. And we have that purple on there. Let's see what it looks like if we choose this kind of burgundy color. And I'm just clicking different places in the graphic to just give me some idea of what color options there are. And gold, actually I didn't think about gold. Gold could look really cool. Yeah, I think I like that. I think it brings out the yellow and those flowers there. But like I said, you can choose any combination of colors that you want. That's the beauty of making your own color palette. You get to use your own design eye to really pull things together. But that's it. That is absolutely it. This design is done and ready to submit for large format printing. If you don't have a large format printer, of course you can go to Innate Lab and submit your artwork there, and we can do the large format printing for you. The turnaround time, people are asking about that, is 3 to 4 business days standard. And then if you need it rushed, there is an option to do same day and next day rush, depending on what time you're ordering. As long as it's before 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, then that counts as the current day. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and save this one. I'll take any questions if anyone has any right now. So Tori, that's a great question. Which brushes did I use? I can't tell you which exact ones I used, but they are in the brush kit. We're going to do a class on Thursday that teaches you how to use those brushes in order to make your own watercolor design. So I would definitely encourage you to take that class. It will also trickle into the Innate Academy as a unlockable course. So that will give a little more insight into that. But this one's going to be just ready as is. If you want to open up these folders and see what's in there, you'll see that it has some different, you can turn them off and on based on what you like. You can turn the glitter off and on. So I can turn this glitter off. And then I just have the regular texture. Same thing here. I can turn the glitter off of the light color and I just have the regular texture. So that's all an option for you. You don't have to use the glitter. So I'm glad someone mentioned that, because this also works for whether you're doing a masculine or feminine design and you want to take that glitter out. The watercolor is a very neutral, very relaxing, but interesting background selection for anything you can think of. We're going to do the class where we're going to do watercolor with the pillows, curtains. You can do it for rugs. Textiles for the home is really popular, even artwork. So you can sublimate this on fabric and put it in a frame, or use it like canvas and wrap it around a canvas. So we're going to be discussing those things in class on Thursday. This is Photoshop, full of sugar. Okay, so I'm just filling you in on this one. I have another, I'm going to start doing the tutorials a little bit shorter and making them a little bit simpler, so that you don't feel like you have to watch a whole long ordeal of a video just to understand how to use these templates. So this one is real quick, very easy to use, less than 10-minute change out. And that's what we're incorporating here, our 10-minute templates. So I'll be updating that in the title that it's a 10-minute template. Minnie says, where do you find the t-shirt template? The blank template itself, this blank one is free. If you go to innatelab.com and you type in the word free, you'll get this blank template. It goes from adult small all the way up to a 3X. There's another template for 4X and 5X, and some more templates for youth sizes, infant sizes, and toddler sizes. No problem, Tori. The course will absolutely be available for replay as well if you can't make the live. I definitely understand. Okay. Well, the next one that I'm doing, I'm going to go ahead and save this one. I will have this template available this evening for purchase, and also I have a few more that I'm having to catch up on videos for. So if you all stick around for a little while, for the next maybe hour or two, I will be posting the 10-minute template tutorials for the new designs that we have been pumping out, and I haven't gotten a chance to incorporate your images yet. So this one is, let's see who our lovely winner of this template is. Angel Davis. I don't know if Angel's here with us right now, but I'm sure she'll be happy to see her image used. It's a beautiful image, and it was definitely great inspiration for this particular project. All right, love. So if y'all give me about 5 minutes, I'm going to go back live in 5 minutes. So as a matter of fact, what I'll probably do is maybe keep this one running just so that folks know that I'm going to be back in about 5 minutes. While I turn this into a 13 by 19, y'all get to watch me live turn into a 13 by 19. I think that's going to be very helpful for you. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is save what you're working on for the all over. All right, and then let me turn off. I'm going to turn off this color palette right now. Then what we're going to do is file save as, and when you hit save as, that means you're just saving it as an alternate version. And all I'm going to do is take the word all over off of mine. and it is saving right now, taking a little bit of time. Right, and now that it's saved, you'll notice that the title no longer has all over in front, so I know that it's my 13 by 19 version now. I'm going to just activate this 13 by 19 background, and then I want to show you, matter of fact, I'll just show you how to reduce this all over one if you had to. All right, so I'm going to do Control T to transform this background. And if you notice, it's all the way out here. And there are going to be some parts of the design that I bring in separate, and you'll see that in just a moment. I'm just resizing this so that it works better for a 13 by 19 design. And what I'm using as a reference, I don't know if you can see here, I'm using this little dotted line here to kind of give me an idea of where my main image is going to end up. All right, and then I'm going to bring in the inside part where the sleeves were, because where the sleeves were, I extended, if you notice, the 13 by 19 background image here it's pretty even along the edges out here. It sticks out a little bit just to give it some visual interest, but for the most part, it just barely sticks out from this image. So we're going to achieve that same effect with this all over version. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and select whichever layer I'm clicking on right now. So this one's color 3 top. If I hit Control T, I'm just going to mess with the color 3 top. Okay, and if I hit enter, it'll lock in that transformation. Same thing here. So I have my color 2 left, Control T, and see that's actually that lighter color there. Bring that in. And then this one is probably the color 1 top, Control T, and I can pull that in here. And I'm pulling from both directions, just making sure I'm staying in a good place here. Also this very light pink here, that's color 2 top. And this is only if you wanted to, if you already colored it as an all over and you needed to take this down to the 13 by 19, you can choose a couple of things. You can recolor that 13 by 19, or you can resize this. And this is just me showing you how you would do it yourself. Now let me show you an alternate version. Okay, so we have the 13 by 19 already here. And all I'm going to do is read what the colors are. Okay, so I'm going to close all of these down and show you how quickly we can take this little 13 by 19 layout and copy and paste the layer styles from the all over. All right, so it's easy as 1, 2, 3, literally. So for color 1, I'm going to right click, copy the layer style. Then I'll right click on color 1 for my 13 by 19. And as a matter of fact, let me duplicate this because I want to keep those pastels for the original girlfriend's image. And I'm going to duplicate this group. And I'll call it 13 by 19 pink. And then we'll have the 13 by 19, I'll call that one pastels. All right, so I'm going to turn off the pastels, open up the pink, and same thing I was telling you. We'll go to the all over color number 1. I'm going to copy the layer style from color 1. And then I'm going to paste the layer style onto color 1 for the 13 by 19. Right click, paste layer style. You see how that pink came in? Quick and easy. Same thing for color number 2. I'm going to right click, copy that layer style, come to my color 2 for the 13 by 19 version, paste layer style. Absolutely same thing for color number 3. I'm going to right click, copy that layer style for color 3. And for color 3, I'm going to paste the layer style. And automatically, I'm going to close this down so we can see. That's my 13 by 19 pink. And there was my 13 by 19 pastel. So basically I created an entirely different colorway based on my little all over pink that I had done before. And now that I'm going to take this down to 13 by 19, I don't need the all over, okay? Because what would happen in this case is it would create a rectangle when I bring this down to 13 by 19. So I'm going to get rid of the all overs and I'm just going to keep these 13 by 19s. And as you can see, we still have our original girlfriend's image here. We have the pastels. So this won't, basically whichever one you download, if you download the one with the characters, it will have the characters colorway. And then if you download the one with the photo without paying for the characters, it will have that colorway. All right, so it's not quite 13 by 19 yet. It's just kind of in a 13 by 19 orientation. So let's change that. I'm going to take off the all over guidelines here because we don't need them anymore. We're going to break this down to 13 by 19. And then if I want my color palette for future reference, I'm going to put it here, but I'm just going to turn it off. All right, so now let's get into cropping. We're going to choose our crop tool over on the left hand side, type in 13 for the width, and I'm up at the top typing in 19 for the height, and it's almost going to be to my orientation that I want. Now it is not 13 by 19 in size, it's 13 and 19 by ratio. So I'm going to bring it in a little bit. I'm getting pretty close to my image, but I'm going to leave a little white space around here. So then that way when I get ready to print, I don't cut off anything important on the outer edges. Okay, so that looks good there. The next thing I want to show you is make sure that delete for cropped pixels, which is up here at the top, make sure that's turned off. If it's turned on, you may inadvertently delete some stuff outside of the area. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter. Once I hit enter, it's going to start to lock in that crop. And the progress bar is showing on my other screen, but you'll see the progress bar pop up. And that is 13 by 19 ratio. It's not a 13 by 19 size yet. So what I'm going to do to make it 13 by 19 size, I'm going to go to image, image size, and right now it's a 21 by 31. All right, so if you plan on doing like the jumbo size prints, which is at 18 by 26, then you could do a jumbo print. And let's say the height is 26. You want to make sure that you lock that in. Do not let that be unlocked. Okay, so if I put in 26 here, now I end up with around an 18 by 26. If I wanted 13 by 19, then I'm going to type in 13, and now it's 13 by 19. Okay, so this is just resizing your image, but it's still fully editable. So if I hit OK there, it's going to resize everything. And it may take a little second to render it. There we have it. I'm going to do Control-0 to zoom in. And it looks like my image has changed a little bit where the text and the effects are. So I may have to bring in like my shadows and things of that nature just to make it look a little bit better for the smaller version of this. And as a matter of fact, let me do Control-Z so I can undo and show you the difference. See that the offset from the shadow was different when I changed the scale. And normally that has something to do with trying to scale these different elements as far as the text goes. So when I go back to my image size, it does give me an option to scale the styles. You see that selected? And I'm going to tell you this, even when the scale styles is selected, it still does some kind of not so great scaling of these styles. So I'm going to go ahead and show you again. I'm going to put in 13 by 19 and show you that that was selected, that the scale styles is selected, and it's still going to do what it wants to do. It maintains a good amount of the style there. However, it is not the same, and I can tell. Don't know how apparent it is on the screen here. Ken asks, is the website set up to keep you from purchasing a template twice? No, it is not. And you know, digital designs are not refundable. If it's your very first time ever and you just inadvertently selected two of the same things and made a purchase, let me or Erica know, and we can help you out one time, because I understand we all make mistakes. But outside of that, it actually takes me more work to go to the back end and refund than it does sometimes than it's worth as far as the template sales go. So just be mindful of what you have. I know y'all get excited when I do the template sales too. So you end up putting a lot of things in your cart, and sometimes you may put more than one of the same thing in there. And if that's the case, just let us know. Like I said, if it's the first time, one time only, I will do a courtesy refund. But other than that, just keep in mind that they're digital downloads, so there's no way that I can refund a digital download. But then also, it makes me take time out of my day if I have to correct correct some things that are not, within my power to correct for you. All right, so let me just see what's going on here. Okay, it looks like it did all right. It actually did pretty good. If it changed the image size, I don't know if it did while I was talking. Yep, it's 13 by 19, so this is good. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and I'm going to close out of this live session. As a matter of fact, I wonder if while I'm doing this with you all, if I can go ahead and set up the next session. I can. I should have done that before. So I'll let y'all keep asking questions. I'm going to set the next session to begin. What time is it? 7:09. Let's do. We'll set this one to start at 7:20, so then that way I can take y'all's questions and everything. And let's see what the next template is. All right, so this is the one we're going to be working on at 7:20. We'll go ahead and update that one. Okay, so any questions that you all have while I'm getting that one ready for the next stream? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just clean this up so it will be ready for download by tonight. The computer that I have is Acer's Predator. It's a gaming laptop. I got it primarily for being able to do VR, but you don't need a gaming laptop. No, I get that question all the time. Will I show you all how to cartoon? My suggestion is to use apps and that sort of thing, and also, even sometimes I hire out the cartooning, because it's not something that's fast for me. My brother does it a lot better than me, so a lot of times I'll have him do it for me. It's a process, and these are illustrated. Although y'all see them as PNGs and they look like it might just be done in like Procreate or something, they're actually vectors, and it takes a long time to pull them together, and I use Illustrator for that. So that's a whole nother program I don't intend to teach anytime soon, but maybe one of these days. All right, so let me go ahead and save this. Any other questions y'all have? Tori says, I love that throwback design. Yes, yes. We're going to start going through a lot of the 90s stuff, especially with, the stuff that's going on today. It just really makes me miss and think about the good old days, you know, when the shows were worth watching and there was real content and addressing real issues. And it just made you smile when you watch things. It didn't make you panic about life and everything else that was going on. Just, you know, good quality entertainment. And I miss that. All right. So let me make sure I have that saved. That one saved. All right. All right, love. So I'm going to go ahead and head out. And I'll be back at 7:20 to do the next session. So y'all make sure you catch me on that one if you want to see this image changed out. And also see who I'm going to pick for this template. Okay, so if you ever want a chance to get the template for free, then make sure that you go to Innate Creatives Facebook group. And usually before I do a video tutorial on a template, I'm going to post a template in the Innate Creatives group, and I'm going to ask, hey, if you would like this template for free featuring your photo or image, please drop your images below. And typically when I do these videos, I'm picking from y'all's pictures. So you all are not only the inspiration, but you're my models for the website and for these templates. So basically you all are helping me to achieve these really cool results, and I help you all with a template in the process. So it's a kind of fun advantage for the both of us. All right, so I will check out in just a little bit. And just for now, bye.